The Digital 21 strategy has at its core the desire that Hong Kong should maintain its position as a leading digital city. What's changed over time is obviously as the environment has changed, our notion of what that means has changed, and in particular also our notion of what it is the government needs to do to facilitate that has changed. So at the moment we see really three main areas about being a leading digital city. One is to have a digital economy, so for the economy to be making best use of IT, and in particular for the IT sector in Hong Kong to play a thriving role, not just in supporting other industries, but as an export-oriented sector in its own right. And around that we see a very substantial opportunity because of the mainland's the size and the growth of the mainland IT market, and the possibility of the Hong Kong IT sector playing a role as a kind of digital entrepot. So just as in the manufactured goods sector, China has become the workshop of the world, it's done that with a lot, it's absolutely crucially dependent on Hong Kong to make that success. So Hong Kong entrepreneurs own a lot of the manufacturing facility in China, or they are middlemen for mainland-owned factories. So much of the sales and marketing and the meeting of buyers and sellers and the logistics and the financing and the legal work around all that trade in manufactured goods comes through Hong Kong. We see the same thing happening in IT, both with mainland developed technology being adapted and exported to the rest of the world through Hong Kong, as well as overseas developed technology being adapted for the mainland and the Asian markets by Hong Kong companies, making use of the characteristics of Hong Kong, such as the extremely robust rule of law, intellectual property law, and privacy laws, coupled with the very high quality of IT people that we have in Hong Kong, although not in great quantity, but certainly very high quality, and coupled with the fact that in Hong Kong, the IT companies that you have in Hong Kong have experience of working with the world's best clients in areas such as financial services, trade, professional services, logistics, and so forth. So that's a very important part of being a digital city. The second part is that the government's use of IT should be world class. That doesn't mean benchmarking the government against other governments, because frankly none of our customers in Hong Kong, very few of them, experience the online services or any of the services of other governments. What they do experience is the services of private sector organisations. So we want to make sure that the government's use of IT in service delivery and internally is comparable to the best in class of the private sector. And thirdly, the third part about being a leading digital city is that the use of IT needs to be widespread. It can't, we can't afford to have groups of the community who are excluded from that. Of course, the groups at greatest risk of being digitally excluded are the ones who are also at risk of social exclusion. So we see actually IT as a way of narrowing social exclusion. In a way, digital inclusion is IT-enabled social inclusion. We're quite fortunate in Hong Kong that the number of people on the wrong side of the digital divide is actually quite low because of our pro-competition policies and the kind of demographics of Hong Kong, and the population density has meant that we are really one of the, what's available in the marketplace is some of the cheapest and most and fastest internet and computing resources. So we have actually a relatively small number of people on the wrong side of the digital divide, but for the people who are on the wrong side of it, the divide is every bit as wide and every bit as deep as it is anywhere else. So it's very important for us to address that. Well, I don't think we'll ever say we've done it, because although we have actually articulated our vision, but I think you can never say you've done it, because even when you get there, IT changes so fast, you're going to have to keep running still to achieve the vision. So on the digital economy side, I'd say the main part of the vision is that Hong Kong is that digital entrepot that Hong Kong enterprises or business establishments in Hong Kong are playing a leading role in innovation, in trade, in IT, in software, services, hardware, and that they're doing that by making use of partnerships with mainland entities. So the thing that makes Hong Kong special is our relationship with the mainland and under one country, two systems. So we have all the benefits of being part of the mainland, but also the benefits of having our independent legal system. So we see China becoming a powerhouse in IT in the world. In 5 years' time or so, people will think of China not exactly the way they think of India, but it'll be comparable to India, although probably with much greater homegrown technology than India has. And so the vision is really for China to be an IT powerhouse, and for Hong Kong to be the digital entrepot that has helped China achieve that position. For government IT services, the vision is that our clients should find the government services to be as convenient, as efficient, as pleasurable to use as the best services they get from the private sector. Of course, even if we achieve that, the private sector will keep on improving, so we'll have to keep on improving too. And thirdly, it's to make sure that every member of society has the opportunity to benefit from being part of the information age. And again, even if we achieve that, the information age keeps changing, so we'll have to keep running to keep people included.